sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. Don't miss our post-game show tomorrow night after Game 2 of the Warriors versus Spurs. And I gotta tell you, Game 1 was pretty incredible. In fact, did you guys watch both those games? It was perhaps the best two playoff games back-to-back of all time. First you had the Bulls beating the Heat, and then the Warriors should have beaten the Spurs. They did enough to win, and it's kind of heartbreaking to watch a young team get so excited and play so well and then kind of melt down the stretch. I think the Spurs fans felt bad for him too. So I'm going to show you how Steph Curry is getting these shots he's getting in the third quarter and just destroying them. And I'm also going to talk about the decisions down the stretch. Now, the referees were involved big time, but you can overcome that when you're on the road if you can kind of keep it together and stress the fundamentals and execute accordingly. And that's what the Warriors were missing on too many plays down the stretch. Golden State got Steph good looks by putting him out on an island with Tony Parker. No screens, no help, all splash. Nothing Parker can do. Danny Green tries his hand at defending him and angles him to the corner where Bonner can effectively help. Doesn't matter. Now he's in big head mode, back on the island with Parker, who doesn't have the ability to keep Curry in front of him. Deep penetration like this generally yields good results. This was a bad decision by Popovich to keep Tony Parker on Curry as they go back on the island and Steph almost uses his ball handling fumble as an added move to get open. Next, they go to work on the slow-footed Tim Duncan, screening Curry with his man, knowing how reluctant Duncan is to come up and hedge that far. Jackson should run this play many more times in Game 2. Again, screening Curry with whomever Duncan is guarding opens up lots of opportunities for Curry as he gets a floating layup. While bigger players like Green and Leonard clearly bother Curry, Corey Joseph does not. Curry has him out on the island before splashing it in his face. Two things happened that changed the Spurs' fortunes: Duncan's flu problems and Klay Thompson fouling out. In transition, Curry was in bad position and Klay had to switch on to Parker, and Tony went right at him, being the smart veteran that he is. The referees turned on the Warriors a bit, which is to be expected since they were the visiting team. This charge was simply an awful call with very little contact made on Neal's flop and Diaw pushing Curry into the contact. Here's a terrible mistake by an inexperienced team. With plenty of time to match up, the Warriors are not ready to pick up their men and are caught with their pants down. Richard Jefferson is forced to guard Diaw while Draymond Green has to pick up Parker. There is no excuse for this, and Parker scores easily. Jarrett Jack gets into the act by throwing a truly awful pass to Curry, who was open. Watch in transition how Richard Jefferson stops pursuing to guard Manu at the three-point line, even though the ball is at the rim being rebounded and put back by Kawhi Leonard. He should have ran all the way down and at least tried for the rebound. Horrible! The refs get involved again on this troubling offensive set for the Warriors. Curry doesn't move from the corner, and Jack tried to do it all himself. On this drive, he gets a lot of body contact by Diaw, tripped by Manu, and on the rebound, Draymond Green gets fouled by Parker. No calls. The Spurs did their part to give the game back, as Parker makes the wrong decision to throw behind him when Kawhi was open for an easy shot. Great steal by Green and a pass to Jefferson, but Richard Jefferson is simply slow, and Gary Neal's tremendous hustle stops the layup. I'm shaking my head at Richard Jefferson right now. And he promptly misses both free throws that would have broken the Spurs' streak and given them a 10-point lead. Again, the refs got involved by missing two different travels by Kawhi Leonard. The first, when he catches it, he establishes his left foot as the pivot foot, then picks it up before dribbling. Then, on the drive, he takes 4 steps after stopping his dribble. The Spurs keep the ball moving and give Kawhi credit. He does hit a clutch 3 right here. Having played the whole game, Curry looks exhausted and now has to go up against Kawhi Leonard. However, they catch a break when the Spurs switch Diaw onto him way too easily. There was no replay of this block, but from this angle, it appears Diaw hammers Curry across the forearm, no call. Nursing a 1-point lead and reeling, Curry looks even more tired as he drifts into the corner against Kawhi and tosses up a shot that's way off. However, Landry saves the day by getting the rebound, and Jack has a chance to redeem himself. Sensing no one else was going to step up, he isos on Tony Parker, who plays really good on-ball defense, forcing him into a tough shot. Jack comes up clutch by nailing it. And here's a beautiful play by the Spurs, with a dribble pitch to Manu going to his left, all the while running some flex action on the right side. Warriors want to switch everything, but Barnes gets stuck on the wrong side of Diaw, who gets a little hold in there, and he can't get out in time, and Green just nails the clutch game-tying three. In the overtime, I feel Jackson should have had Draymond Green on Kawhi and Jack on Manu. The Warriors gave the Spurs a huge advantage in the post, didn't double down to help, so Kawhi scores over him easily. Up by 3, the Spurs need to run the clock down and get a good shot. In the post-game interview, Manu said he was open and had to take the shot. You think this is open? Dios mío. The Spurs don't play ice on screen and rolls, and it led to another switch, and this time Curry doesn't let Diaw off the hook with his gorgeous floater in the lane. Dealing with foul trouble, Jackson puts in the rookie Kent Bazemore, and he does an excellent job protecting the rim and pressuring Parker into the miss. The Warriors then take advantage by racing down 5-on-4 to get what should have been the game-winning reverse layup. However, the Warriors' defense breaks down one last time. They want to switch everything, and that's understandable. It looks like Jack screams it out, but Barnes doesn't hear the call to switch. This play was very well designed, as Bazemore has to stay with Diaw rolling to the hoop. That means Manu is standing all by himself on the weak side. You give him that much time, it doesn't matter how much effort Bazemore puts into closing out on the shot. Game over. So there you have it, sports fans. The Warriors have a lot of reason to be encouraged, especially with that high pick and roll with Tim Duncan involved, because they made him look like the 2010 version of Tim Duncan trying to play against the Suns when he got sliced and diced by Steve Nash. So if they can't adjust to that, and there really isn't much besides putting him on the bench, they're going to have a lot of trouble stopping the Warriors from scoring. Now the Warriors have turned into a pretty viable defensive team, so this is going to be a battle no matter what, and when they put Steph Curry out on an island, there's not much that Spurs can do except for putting up a hand and hoping he misses. This is planned to be for a great series. I cannot wait to watch more, and don't forget our post-game show after Game 2 should have a lot of stuff to cover. Well, thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for lots more, and B-Ball Breakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?